New Line Cage Fighting number 6 here. We got Jonathan Rowh and Bobby Noe. Guys, I'm going to ask you all a series of questions. You guys have already got at least one fight under your belt. Jonathan, I want to know what has been different from your last training camp and then coming into this training camp to take on Bobby.
Big difference with this training camp. Heavy emphasis on wrestling, striking as well. Pushing the cardio on those two things, combining those two, mixing that in a lot more, doing a little less jiu-jitsu than I normally do. Pretty much it.
Right. How about you, Bobby? What's your training schedule been like? And how have you changed it from your last fight going into this one, since you're fighting a completely different type of fighter with Jonathan?
What's really switched up about my training is I've really not had too much training time in to prepare for this fight, but I have talked to a few people and I have worked on what I can work on. I have some really good coaches as far as motivation wise and telling me what I need to do. Other sides working as much as possible. That's only cardio I'm getting in as far as steady movement. I'm up and down constantly, so I'm going more for my grappling and ground, more focused on this fight than what I have any other fight.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bobby, with last fight, we was able to see that you focused almost 100% on your stand-up game, and it seemed like just your boxing. So definitely I find it very interesting to see how this fight's going to play out, considering it might go in the completely opposite direction of your last fight. Now, Jonathan, we know that you won your last fight by submission. I want to know, is this something that you're going to try to implement into this fight, try to take it to the ground and see what Bobby's ground game's like?
That would definitely be my strategy. Obviously, never know how it's going to go, but I've done jiu-jitsu now for about 9 years. I'm a brown belt. I teach and coach jiu-jitsu 2 times a week. I train it 5 times a week. I have for almost 9 years. So obviously, if I can get it there where I'm the most comfortable, then that would be ideal for me. But, I've been working on boxing in this scenario where I can't, then I would, been working on that as well. But yeah, I would definitely focus on that. That is my best asset.
Now, how long have you been involved in the fighting scene?
Since 2019.
2019.
So I did jiu-jitsu strictly, tournaments and all that, for about 6 years. And then I decided that I wanted to try to turn that into fighting in 2019.
Right. Now, Bobby, I'm going to ask you the same question. What really lit the fire in you to say, hey, I'm going to come into the cage and I'm going to do this in front of a bunch of people and put on a show?
Boxing just working for me. I mean, boxing's okay and all, but MMA, the cage is where it's at. I mean, it takes a real man to actually step in a cage with another man for 3 minutes around. I mean, 3 rounds. You go hard or go home.
Mm-hmm. And that's definitely something that you have shown us in all of your fights. I know right now you're looking at the 1-2 record, but in all 3 of your fights, you have gave it all you had, and you definitely put on a show with the fans and all them fights. Now, I'm going to ask Jonathan, you said that you got into this game in 2019. What is your story as far as the love behind it? What really made you say, you know what, I think this is something I'm going to continue to do?
Well, so I wanted to do it as a blue belt, which would have been back in 2016. And I just couldn't talk myself into it, couldn't get focused on the right things, kept kind of just going back to the tournament jiu-jitsu, which I really like, but I wanted to bad. And then I had some stuff in my life that was really hard that I got through, and it really kind of woke me up to like, if I want to do this, then I need to do this now, because things are quick and it happens fast and stuff like that. So I really got motivated then, dropped some weight, started working on wrestling, striking, and just really wanted to. And then in addition to that, the gym that I coach jiu-jitsu at is an MMA gym. And I like being a coach, and I want to continue when I get older to be a coach in this sport as well, because I love this sport. I mean, I watch it all the time and have for years, but it's a whole different into it and being involved in it. And that's something that's really important to me.
Right. And you definitely don't get any younger. I mean, now's the moment to do anything that you want to do in life. So, Bobby, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you that too. I mean, what really sparked the interest and the love to get into the cage? I know you said the cage is where it's at, but what really made you take the step to say, hey, this is where it's at and this is what I want to do?
Well, that to me, the cage is something. It's something really.
I think we're losing him there.
We're losing.
Bobby, get some styrofoam and make a helmet, and then maybe pick up some more signal. Yeah, he doesn't have. He said he doesn't have internet at the new house yet, so he's kind of in a bad spot. He's just moved in a new place. Well, we can go ahead and do the video. Well, yeah, we can go ahead and do the video with Jonathan and let him talk us through that.
Yeah.
Let me get the screen share up.
All right.
And it should play better now. I figured out what I was doing wrong. Okay. You guys got that on your side?
Yes.
I see it.
We'll go and give the introduction to
All
it.
right.
Real quick.
I'm good.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, you can go ahead and start there, Austin. And
All right.
Lots of title fights.
Now, Jonathan, right here, we're going to show the video of your fight that ended in submission. I want to know what was going through your head in this exact moment.
Next, some more kickboxing action, and Matt Jones.
All right, so when the match was starting, I was just trying to keep myself kind of calm and focus on what I've been working on and training, and just waiting to see how he plays it out. Now I'm just staying back, trying to be kind of careful and calculated, work on just blocking, look for openings. How you still work to like kind of make angles. Don't kind of stay too in front of him. Here, I noticed him kicking, so I caught that kick. I go into the fence because I like that. He goes for a guillotine here, but I get cross-side, control. Pretty much I'm out then. As he turns into me, as I'm pressuring into him, he doesn't have much choice. He's pushing in, leaves his neck open. So, of course, I just go for guillotine here. I sit on his hips here, try to drive his back into the cage. And I crunch down on his hips here, so he can't really get his knees under him to get up. Can't go back because he's against the cage.
And that's a bad spot to be if you're on the other side of the beatdown. You do have your back up against the cage, and it feels like you might be in control. But when you allow your opponent, like you did, to come up to the knees right there, and then you're sitting down, I mean, that's a hard place to even regain control, which led to the easy submission.
Yeah, I completely agree. He can't get a guard there. He can't stand up there. He can't back up. There really wasn't any good options there for him at that point.
No.
He felt that kick though that Maynard
So,
laid in. Yeah.
And I'm going to ask too. I know that you probably expected this fight to go all 3 rounds, and you probably wanted it to. Was you disappointed about how quick that fight ended, or would you like to seen it go throughout 3 rounds?
Yeah, in an ideal situation, I would like to get extra time in. Because there's not much that can match that. Like, we train hard and we spar hard and we, push each other very hard, but a fight is different. And so you only get so much time in a fight with the adrenaline and everything and learning how to focus in that. So I would have liked that. It would have been nice. But at the same time, when an opening's there, I'm going to go because you don't know if you're going to get it, and if it's there, you go. So
yeah,
yes and no. I was glad that I had the finishing mentality, but ideally it'd been nice if it was the end of 3rd round.
Right. And Bobby, you there, bud?
Yeah, here.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the video from your last fight here. Same thing.
I tried to be professional for about.
Let's see that second round.
Okay.
Bobby, are you able to see us okay?
Round two.
I'm able to see where you're starting the video, but I ain't showing the video.
Might be painting a Birmingham with him.
Right.
So,
There you go. You saw Mullins
well,
with the right hand.
Bobby,
Well, I'm gonna go
so
ahead-
this second round here, well, throughout the whole fight, you're coming out hands down, showing him no respect. Like what were you thinking, and what made you decide to fight this way?
To be honest, when I first got there, I had my game for this way. Once I stepped into the cage, I don't know. My game plan just instant switched up. I come out, no guard up. I come out down. I showed him respect that I gave the first time I got most the second time I gave the shot. I didn't try to block. He just not really doing.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting back and scoring some points on you here, and you're a little more aggressive the second round than you were the first. Throwing some big, heavy headshots. Just not really landing anything. But he's like 6'6", and he's keeping his range good. How hard was it to get to him?
Once I actually connected with the right that one solid time, it wasn't too hard to actually get in because I had him in the position to where he wasn't really throwing his leg. So he wasn't keeping me back with his leg. I saw my opening, I went for it.
Yeah, and here it is right there. Oh,
I got that right. I saw it then. When I saw that, I just finished him off.
yeah. I mean, you really unloaded there those last 5, 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's 10 seconds into the last time. I'm on just for the last second. Guys, I got him half a round.
But you can see in the video where you came over and you pointed, because in the interview that you gave, you was, real respectful, and I asked you how you thought the fight was going to go, and you said, hey, just however it goes, it goes. And then I saw you do that. I had to jump up out of my chair, come straight over to the cage, and I just pointed at you. I was like, hey, you're the man tonight. And you said, yes, sir. I mean, you was just a whole different animal in that second round than what you was in our interview previously, and even throughout the whole entire day leading up until you got into the cage. I mean, you just turned into a different person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
All right, I'm gonna stop that there. All right. Yeah, I mean, both you guys coming to this fight, 1-1 record. Bobby, 1-1 MMA. I know you have a lot of boxing matches as well. So I'm gonna ask each of you guys one question here. So, Jonathan, what does the future hold for Jonathan Rowh?
My goal is to compete in MMA for the next 2 years, roughly. I'll be 40 then. So that'll probably be about it. And then I want to continue to pursue jiu-jitsu and teaching jiu-jitsu. And then I want to pursue coaching MMA and bringing up the younger guys and girls, or men and women, at our gym.
It's awesome.
Bobby, what's the future hold for you, brother?
future for me in MMA, I hope I can make it as far as I can make it. I mean, I honestly respect that world. I respect my opponents. It's something that never gets owed to me. It's something that I can learn on daily. There's nothing about it that I can't do much of. I'm willing to do what it takes to go to the top. I'm as much as I can. I'm wanting to learn each and every day. I want to take everything I can with me.
Yeah. All right. Austin, anything else there?
Hey, this is going to be an exciting match for sure. This is two different styles of fighting, competing against one another. I'm going to go ahead and just ask both of you. I'm going to throw it out in the air. How do you guys see this fight going?
I'll say it into the ground. I mean, I'm Johnson's a great grappler. Don't get me wrong. Much respect to him. He's big in BBJ. I see it going to him. That's my weakest spot is the ground, so I don't much blame him for going for the ground. But I have been more focused on the ground game. So if it's ground, it's ground. If it's stand up, it's stand up. If it's a win, it's a win. If it's a loss, it's a loss. I'll be back.
Yeah.
And my goal is likely to try to get it to the ground. I understand that is not as easy as I would like, and you never know how that's going to go. But obviously, I do have a lot of years training consistently, 4 or 5 days a week. So obviously, I want to try to get it to the ground. That is my goal. That's what I've been working on straight for 2 years, and that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yep. Guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. Jonathan, I hope to one day see some more Fairmont guys, fighting down, whether it's fighting here, fighting somewhere else, man. Just like to see more of these guys out there competing. And it's awesome that you're gonna you're kind of leading the way for the guys there in Fairmont, and then you're gonna help bring them up, by coaching them and getting them into the sport. So that's
if the old guy can do it, the young guys can do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Any last words, guys? Jonathan, any last words here?
I'm real excited for the opportunity. I appreciate Bobby for taking this fight, preparing for this fight. Like he said earlier, it's not easy to get in there and do it. And it takes a man to get in there. It takes a man to show up. Even if they say they're going to do it, show up and do it.
Yep.
And I'm very excited for the opportunity.
And Bobby, any last words? I don't know. All right. I think he just walked to the microwave, though.
Nah, it kicked back on as snapping back on. Yeah, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. It's going to be most definitely interesting.
Yeah,
I'm grateful to actually go up against someone big in BBJ to actually test where I stand in the ground game and how quick I can do what I can do. Hopefully it's a win, but we're going to try our best. I'm much respect to Jonathan. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yep. Guys, August 14th, it's going down. Madison Civic Center, address 261 Washington Avenue, Madison, West Virginia. Plenty of tickets still available. There will be a pay-per-view. It's going to be live on Facebook this time. So you don't want to miss these fights. This one here is going to be a very exciting fight, stand up versus ground. And thank you guys for coming on. Thanks, John. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you.
Thank you.